In the busy town of Kano, there lived a rich merchant named Hamza. He owned the biggest shop in the market, selling fine cloth, gold, and spices from faraway lands. People came from all over to buy from him. Hamza had a big house, many servants, and more money than anyone in the town. But even with all his wealth, he was not happy. Every day, Hamza would sit in his big shop, counting his money and feeling empty inside. He had no friends because he was always worried someone would try to steal from him. He had no family because he was afraid they would want his money, so Hamza was alone. One hot afternoon, as Hamza was closing his shop, a beggar walked up to him. The beggar was old and his clothes were torn and dirty. He looked up at Hamza with kind eyes and said, "Sir, could you spare some food or a few coins?" Hamza, who never liked to give away his money, frowned. "Go away, old man. I have nothing for you," he said coldly. But the beggar did not leave. "I can give you something in return, something more valuable than all your gold." Hamza laughed. "What could you possibly give me that I do not already have?" The beggar looked at him and replied, "I can give you happiness." Hamza was surprised. "Happiness? How can you give me happiness?" The beggar leaned in and whispered, "You must make a choice. You can keep all your wealth and stay unhappy, or you can give away your wealth and find true happiness. Think about it, and I will come back tomorrow for your answer." Hamza laughed again, thinking the old man was a fool. He went home, but he could not stop thinking about the beggar's words. That night, he tossed and turned in his bed, unable to sleep. The next day, Hamza opened his shop as usual. People came in to buy his goods, but all he could think about was the beggar's strange offer. As the day went on, he grew more and more confused. Why was he so unhappy when he had everything? At sunset, the beggar returned. "Have you made your choice, Hamza?" Hamza hesitated. He did not want to give away his wealth, but he also wanted to be happy. Finally, he said, "I will give away half of my wealth to the poor. Will that make me happy?" The beggar nodded. "You will see," he said. That evening, Hamza called all the poor people in the town and gave them gold, food, and clothes. The people were so happy, and they thanked him over and over again. For the first time in his life, Hamza felt a warm feeling in his heart, but he still was not sure if he was truly happy. The next day, Hamza went to the market and gave away more of his wealth. He gave to the hungry, the sick, and the old. Each time, he felt a little happier. Days passed, and he continued to give away his wealth. One day, as he was giving a young mother some gold, she asked, "Why are you doing this, kind sir?" Hamza smiled and replied, "I am searching for happiness." The woman looked at him with tears in her eyes. "You have given me more than gold. You have given me hope. Thank you." Hamza's heart swelled with joy. He realized that giving to others made him feel something he had never felt before. He was no longer alone. He had friends now, people who loved him not for his wealth, but for his kindness. As the weeks went by, Hamza gave away almost all his wealth, but he was happier than he had ever been. His big shop was now small, and his grand house was now modest. He had friends who cared for him, and he felt a joy in his heart that gold could never buy. One day, the beggar returned. "Have you found what you were looking for, Hamza?" Hamza nodded with a big smile. "Yes, I have found happiness." The beggar smiled back. "You see, Hamza, happiness does not come from gold or fine things. It comes from the heart. It comes from giving and from love." From that day on, Hamza lived a simple life, but he was the happiest man in all of Kano. He learned that true wealth is not in gold or riches, but in the joy of giving and the love of others. And so, Hamza's story was told all over the town, and he became a legend for teaching everyone the true meaning of happiness. Moral lesson: no matter how small, learn to give to the poor.